Hi, this is Dana, eh, and on this channel I speak about Gnostic spirituality. In the current video, God asked me to speak about delivering karma, how you enact karma, how you deliver karma to some individuals, right? It seems like the topic is under discussion and there's a lot of debate, particularly from those who have created karma and they stand to receive it right now. Um, and God, I said, I want you to explain your experience with delivering karma. So I will start by saying that, of course, it differs from situation to situation, depending on what was done against you. Yeah, because karma is literally mirroring back and returning full circle the energy which they created. So whatever they created against you, which can be multiple things, yeah, it will go back to them, right? So it depends on what they've done. It's different. So you will enact different things. Most important is to understand that it's not going to be you doing something in 3D against those individuals, but it will be you working in spiritual realm with the karmic board and with the divine realm in order to clear your name. Basically, it's literally like you go to court in 3D. You have to clear your name and to show that whatever they created against you, under whatever justification they put together, it's illegal in 5D, in 3D. It's lacking legitimacy. It is not true. It is a lie. It is a deception. It is some effort to frame you in different ways. In using doppelgangers who impersonate you is just one way, but they use different ways: slander, smearing campaigns, lies, fake untruthful declarations under oath, and so on and so forth. So you have to clear your name. That's one big part of it. And the most important part, of course, is in divine realm, in 5D, because delivering karma, it's a 5D action, right? Although it has outcome in 3D, of course, but not always. If you go to court in 3D, it's gonna help you to deliver karma. Remember that they control most of the authorities in 3D, so they can manipulate the system easily. Yeah. So that doesn't guarantee to you that you deliver karma. It can easily be played down, and they can get away with a very small punishment or no punishment at all. And you didn't deliver karma through that. The 3D action has its importance. It is important, but it's just a part of the process. The true important system or forum is in 5D. Because if in 5D it is decided that karma has to be enacted upon those individuals, it really just doesn't matter what happens in 3D anymore. Karma will go back to them in totally different ways. And you can see nowadays politicians who go to jail for really petty accusations, small stuff, but in reality they go to jail for really bad things they've done to humankind. It's karma. It's just that what they have done cannot yet be proven in 3D, or somebody from the judiciary system is defending them and is protecting the information and so on and so forth. So if you clear your name in 5D and you get judgment on them and decision for punishment with the karma delivery, nothing in 3D can stop it. Yeah. So this is the most important part in enacting karma, is the 5D. Yeah. Of course, we incarnated here in 3D, because we aim to mirror that in 3D and to have a clear and just process in 3D judiciary system and justice system, which punishes them accordingly to their intentions and actions, and so on. But it's not always the case. Yeah. So for this reason, you have to remember that, first of all, you have to clear your name. Yeah. And then you have to take certain actions depending on whatever they have done in 3D, in order to make sure that they receive karma. Sorry. Now, you must be fair. This is very important. Yeah, it cannot be anything related to revenge. It cannot be revenge, even if it was completely unfair what they've done. It cannot be revenge, and this is basically purity of your emotions. So this is very important. You have to do healing before you receive the right for karma delivery. Yeah. And so you have to have good intent and to just want justice for yourself. This is legitimate in any system. You want justice for yourself. You want to be acknowledged, everything that was done against you. You want your name to be cleared. You want to be respected and recognized for your worth. And you want those who created all those lies and slander campaigns and smearing campaigns, and who stole from you, and who made money off of creating bondages on you, and so on. You want them punished, and you want to be compensated for the harm that you went through. You want restoration, you want retribution, you want compensation. This is natural. This is normal. But it cannot be out of revenge. It cannot be just because you want to see that person hurting. Yeah. Because that means you need to heal first, and you will not be allowed you will not be guided by God to do karma delivery before you heal yourself. Yeah. Before I go more into depth into this, I have to say that karma will be delivered to them anyhow, regardless what you do. Regardless what you do, karma will be delivered to them, but it will take much longer if you don't fight. So if you want to see justice while you're alive in 3D, you better fight. Yeah. Okay. So you have to be fair. You have to have good intent, a legitimate intent for justice, not revenge, and you have to give chances for repentance and redemption before you enact karma. This is also, all these the criteria that I'm mentioning now are sort of like tests for you. The divine realm will test you for these issues before you get to work with the divine realm to deliver karma. Yeah. So these are tests for you, and then if you pass this test, that means that you can deliver karma. So you can work with the divine realm to deliver karma. But before that, you have to be tested. Yeah. However, even if this is decided that you will work with the divine realm to deliver karma, before the entire situation is handed to you to start learning and working with the divine realm to deliver karma, God will deal with the situation first. God will give a test. God will do many things, but I'm just narrowing down to a test, which I usually see God doing, in which He will take you to the individuals who harmed you. Yeah. In the most vulnerable situation that you get, God will make in such a way that you go to meet with these people, or they come to you one way or another. So this is the purpose of this, is for them to see the harm they've done on you. for them to see what they've done. Okay, you wanted to hurt her. Now you hurt her. Now you look at her hurt. Does this make you feel good? And this is a test that individual will have to pass or fail. Some of them will be happy, and that means they failed the test. Some of them will feel remorse, and that means they passed the test. Now, what happens if they pass the test and they feel remorse and they want to do redemption? God doesn't tell you. God doesn't engage you in delivering karma to that individual. God gives another chance to that individual to do redemption and right the wrong he has done. Now, why is this? It's because delivering karma, and of course, whenever karma comes on its own to that individual, in both situations, regardless which one is valid, either that you were consciously to deliver karma or that the karma is being delivered by itself, because this is the pattern of how things work. That means rolling back forces. That means a lot of turmoil in many people's lives, including you who is delivering karma. Delivering karma doesn't mean that you sit in a sofa at home and you watch a movie, drink some red wine and eat some cheese and enjoy. It doesn't. It doesn't mean this. You're going to have to go through spiritual fighting against dark forces yourself through the process. So it's not something enjoyable. It's actually something very hurtful for all sides included. Yeah, that's why God gives chances before he actually starts working with you to deliver karma, because it's much easier for everybody involved and much more healing if the individual literally just acknowledges what he has done, acknowledges he was wrong, acknowledges that you have the right for him to do redemption, to apologize and to acknowledge what he has done, and so on and so forth. And that is much healing for everybody. So this is why God always gives chances first. And let me tell you something, God will not even tell you. You know, and I was very upset initially. I didn't understand, because Jesus would say, go meet this person. And I said, what to tell them? What to say? All of a sudden I go meet them. And he says, yeah, just go. Yeah, but what to say? Why am I meeting this person? And Jesus would say, just go. Go and talk to them. And I said, whatever. I just talk whatever comes to my mind. What do I talk to them? And they wouldn't tell me anything, you know. And I was just puzzled so much in the beginning, and I would go and find some sort of excuse to talk to those people. And that was the time when, and later on, when I started consciously delivering karma, I learned about the process. That was the time when they were testing the individual, if he's going to feel remorse, seeing me in the middle of the very bad situation he created for me. Literally for no reason, just because. I, at some point, it lasted for a while until they tested that individual and decided in the end that he must, karma must be delivered to him. He must see how it feels, what he does, because he doesn't, he refuses to acknowledge all of that and to do redemption. He doesn't feel remorse. He blames others. He plays the blame game. God was showing to me at some point that one individual kept blaming others for what he has done. Whatever. It's a process, so it doesn't happen in one day. It takes time for the divine realm to evaluate that individual and to make a final decision. And only after that individual failed all of those chances and tests, only then the situation is exposed to you. And of course, when they exposed to me the situation initially, when I didn't know how this works, I was so angry, and I was telling Jesus, I said, how could you make me go to this person if you knew he did this and that against me? And that you made me look stupid. Why you made me go there? And anyhow, I didn't understand initially. It took time again to learn and to understand what is the process. And it is a lengthy process. And I'm talking about the process before the situation comes to you, okay? Let alone what happens afterwards. But I'm talking about the situation while it's managed, and again, while the individual is being tested, to and given chances to repent, to do redemption, to give you back whatever he stole, to compensate you for whatever wrong he has done, and so on and so forth. Now I will describe this phase which I just mentioned so far, in which God deals with individuals, like my situation when I arrived here in the outskirts of the city. I moved outside of the city for the first time in my life, and it was the first time when I was owning a house. Previously, I was always in apartments, in all sorts of residential complexes, but never in a house. My only memory of living in a house was from very young childhood, with one of my ancestors, who of course left unfortunately very early on, and that was the happiest time of my life, of course. I was very much loved by him, and I was very much happy there. But I never experienced that as an adult, because of course I always focused on buying apartments close to work because of the transport, and so on. So when I moved here, I was mesmerized to see how much patience people have, how they don't hurry anywhere, how they don't plan anything. I was like used with waking up early in the morning. During coffee, I was always making to-do lists, what to do with that, what to do with this, what to do. And around me, people were so calm. I remember that I was so impressed that I had to come. I was commuting to work, right? So I used to come home rather late because of this, and from work. And I remember that once I was too late in order to pay my bill for, I think, internet or something like this. And the individual who was cashing for internet connections was in the village, right? And somebody told me, just go, because I stopped in front of the store and it was closed. And before I left, somebody came and said, just go two houses that direction, because that is the lady's house, the lady who's cashing for internet, and it's no problem, she will accept the payment. You just ring the bell and she will come, she will accept the payment, because she knows that most people go to office and they come too late for the working hours. So I was so impressed. Like it was like so human, and so completely different than the city, where basically you found the store closed, then that's it, goodbye, but here people were like so human, and so willing to help each other, so I was very impressed and very, very patient. I remember that when I moved in, I wanted fruits, like an orchard, and I had 500 square meters next to my house, on which I was planning to plant an orchard, and I wanted to have the trees already creating fruits or something, but people around were like, oh, they were literally just enjoying the process of how long it takes for a tree to grow, to create fruits, and so on. And that was so foreign to me, because I was like, since always, I was like in such a hurry, and I was always managing like multiple things at the same time, multiple projects at the same time. Even my school, I did my school while I was working, so I had parallel things that I was managing at the same time, many parallel things that I was managing. Anyhow, so this is how God deals with this process, with much patience. Every day, God tries to get that individual to see. And I told God many times, I said, let's hurry, let's move, let's just move. You made a decision, let's just move now. And before I saw the first karma enacted, I didn't understand his point. But then, after I enacted the first time karma, I saw how much disruption it's involved in it, how much traumatizing, I would say, the spiritual fighting gets, because the forces are mad, are at the culmination point. As you roll them back, they are like drug addicts in starvation, so all the dark forces being used are literally outraged and out for murder. Literally, I'm not kidding, seriously. And that goes for everybody involved, including you who are delivering karma. It's not just for them. You are affected as well, because you are the one rolling back the force. You are delivering the karma. So that force is directed at you first. Yeah? They will feel the harm only when you are successful in rolling back the force. But before that, it's on you to achieve that. So it gets really bad, So, and I got the point after the first few situations in which I enacted karma. I got the point that God was trying to make, namely that it's really messy and difficult when you have to enact karma by force, meaning that the other one refuses to do the redemption. So then, therefore, you have no choice. You just have to start rolling back forces and deliver karma. Yeah. So that's that. Now, of course, you have to, throughout the entire process, you have to claim justice, judgment, and punishment. This goes without saying. You have to do this. This is mandatory. Yeah. This is a spiritual fight. I already explained. Yeah. You have to clear your name. I explained, in order for you to elevate high enough. So in this process, you elevate, because otherwise you will die. So you elevate in this process. As you clear your name, you elevate, you get justice. And as you clear your name, you get justice and you elevate. And then you start rolling back forces. Yeah. And another thing which is very important that you need to understand, in order to enact karma, you have to live through the bondage. It means you literally couldn't break that bondage in astral. It was just too complex, too many people involved, too many people too insistent in forcing that upon you, that situation upon you. And then you have to live through the bondage. Yeah. So you go through the bondage most times, at least through parts of it. Yeah. Specifically, if it's a generational curse, like, or a sacrifice that was done on you, you go through it. It doesn't mean it happens as they planned it, but you go through some sort of 3D actions, consequences of what they have done. Because I'll give you an example. There are a few individuals who gathered together, and they were like so dead keen on seeing me jobless, homeless, on streets. And I asked God why they want to do this. And God said, because they think if you're going to be jobless and if you're going to be jobless, then it's easier for them to harm you and to corner you and to bully you, because if you work in MFA, you have some institutional protection, or at least from some of them you have protection. So they want to see you jobless. If they think that if you're homeless and jobless, you're gonna go to them and beg them for help, and this is what they want. Wow, what the shit. And I said, well, tell them I'm not gonna. So I broke this bondage in astral many times. I proved whatever they created all sorts of fake situations in which I would have to lose my house because of all sorts of crazy situations. I'm not going to go into those details. The point is, I couldn't, and there were also some generational curse they created on this, to be homeless, to be this, to be that, and then because they thought that I would do whatever they asked me to do if I go this way. God said they want to see you totally vulnerable and obedient. So you do whatever they want you to do. So you would follow them. So you would literally just be one of them, engage in their groups of doppelgangers and stuff like this. This is what they thought. Anyhow, because of this, at some point I told God, I said, listen, I'm tired of all this fighting. I waste my time. I proved already what was needed to be proven. I want this over. I want to finish this. So let's do this. What is that bondage about? Okay, homeless. So I went through a spiritual journey, and in the spiritual journey, I had nowhere to stay. I had no money and nowhere to stay. So I stayed, it happened twice. I stayed once in an airport and once in a parking, a gas station on the highway. Yeah, we're lucky. Of course, that was not pleasant, believe me. But at the end of it, God showed me that I succeeded to break the generational curse for many ancestors of mine, of being homeless or getting into homeless situation, including Lucky. And God showed me that Lucky incarnated previously, and he really became street dog. So he was kicked out of the house of his owners, or he was beaten and he had to run away on the streets. God showed me his previous lifetimes. And God said, you broke the bondage for Lucky as well, because he has this generational curse as a soul. And by you staying with him on streets here, you break the bondage for him as well. Yeah. So both of you broke the bondage. Yeah. For the entire lineage, for that matter. So you do this, you leave the bondage, and then you enact karma. You deliver karma to them, because they created that. They created that situation, and they become responsible for the situation. Yeah. So this is it's not pleasant. You can imagine, it's not pleasant to go through it, but you can do it, and it's part of the delivering karma. Yeah. So whoever thinks that delivering karma is something funny, it's not. Believe me, it's not. It's really dangerous, and it's really unpleasant. But you have to go through it if there is no other way to end a situational karmic cycle. Now, what you need to understand is that while you try to enact karma on them, they will cling to all hooks possible. They will activate past timelines. They will do whatever possible on the face of the planet to transfer that karma to you. And it happened to me that I had to, delivering karma got delayed because they succeeded in doing all of this. Yeah. So it's a process. in which you need to heal deeply in order for them not to be able to create this, because they will transfer karma to you. That means on energy level, delivering karma means that you need to start working on yourself in order to master the process of detachment, the process of discernment. Yeah, because they will create, energetically speaking, through many witchcraft, voodoo, and all sorts of dark arts practices. They will create on you the emotion of feeling sorry for them. On your subconscious level, I explained in a previous video, your subconscious your subconscious mind, it's just a voodoo doll of energy which they created, and to which they add on daily basis whatever they want, whatever emotions they want. Yeah, so you need to learn, first of all, to have discernment, because they will try to fool you, and to give you half way explanations, to make you feel it's not a big deal what they've done, to make you feel sorry for them. They will start playing the drama of how they were persecuted themselves, or how they were tricked into doing something. But you need to understand that God will never take you to delivering karma if that was the case. If they were tricked, if they, again, I say what I said in the beginning, God will test those people first. God will give them the chances first. In this process, at some point, God decides to engage you in delivering karma. God will guide you to give them again chances for redemption, regardless that He gave them before. He's gonna ask you as well, because this is a test for you, to make sure that, again, I said in the beginning, to make sure that you are not vengeful, that you have good intent to solve the situation, namely to get justice. Because you need to understand, for me, justice is important. For me, justice is very important. I'm a Libra. For me, justice is very important. And I will stand up for anybody that is unjustly harmed or treated. But maybe for you it's not that important. Maybe for you this value is not that essential, like I feel it. But you need to understand, if you don't fight for justice for yourself, there is no way for you to take the power back. Okay? You cannot take power back if you don't get justice, if you don't fight for your justice, for your truth. Because your justice is your truth. Your truth is that you're innocent. Your truth is that they stole from you. And if you don't fight for it, then you will never be able to pull back your power from them. And you will never be able to be in your full power and to achieve your full healing and your full purpose. Now, if you plan to reincarnate, and you, because I've seen this, some people who say, I will do this in next lifetime, you know. So I saw people who actually want to reincarnate. But whatever, I don't see why would you plan this to reincarnate. And second of all, we are at a time of ascension. This doesn't happen every lifetime. This is just a unique moment. And I always feel, for example, empathy, and I feel sorry for my ancestors who didn't have the chance of general ascension. This is a chance that we are here now in this time. Not previous generations did not have this chance. Yeah. Anyhow, the point is, you have to master this discernment and this control over your emotions. And so you get to do this when you actually reach a certain level of energy awareness and healing. So they will not be able to transfer karma back to you. Even if you do this, it's still a process until you make sure you master it correctly. Yeah, I'm gonna stop now because it's 35 minutes and I don't want to take this I don't want the video to take too long to upload. I hope I was clear. It's very difficult to explain in details because it differs from one situation to another, but I truly hope it helps you. Please write in comments if you have questions, and hopefully at some point soon enough I will find a sponsorship so I can create that podcast in which maybe we will be able to engage directly, so I can understand, because sometimes I feel the need to be able to ask, did you understand? Somebody understood what I said? Is it clear enough? Do you feel like you have a question or something? Okay, I'm gonna stop now and I'll see you in my next video.